See, there are some things that you can know in your heart that cannot be processed by the mind. Trust me on this. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I experience. I'm telling you what I live. When I say that you have greatness within you, this is no slogan. This is what I know. And I owe you a debt, because when Mike Williams said to me, Les Brown, you can do more than you are now doing, and he convinced me to believe in this, Les Brown, I remember asking him, man, what can I do to pay you back? He said, pass it on. So I'm just passing it on. Now, and I know every negative thought you have in your mind, because I've been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. So if you don't want to continue to live a mediocre life, you better leave here right now, because I'm coming for you. I'm an assassin. I'm going to take you out. And so I got the contract, created my business. I was doing multi-level marketing at a time that most of you weren't even born. This is early on with Best Line Products and Dare to Be Great and different other people that were involved in the industry, the early stages of the game, Holiday Magic. And so I drove back in the area to make sure Mama would want the house. And I'd already worked out everything. And she said, Leslie, slow down. I said, what is it? She said, there's that house again. I said, you really like that, don't you? She said, yes. I said, Mama, I know the people. I said, let me take you there and introduce you to them, and they'll show you around the house. She said, for true? I said, yes, ma'am. So I drove up to the house. Mama, at that time, she was 78. I opened the door and I started walking toward the house. She was holding on my arm. She stopped. She said, Les, are you sure you knew these people? I said, yes, ma'am, Mama, I do. And so we walked up to the door, and I couldn't hold it anymore. I put the key in and turned the key and opened the door. I said, Mrs. Rockefeller, this is your home. She said, what are you talking about, Leslie? I said, Mama, this is your home. I bought this for you. She said, you did what? I said, I bought this for you. It's fully furnished. It's yours. She looked at me. She stuck her head in the door. She said, anybody home? I said, no, Mama, this is your home. I got this for you. She looked at me in a feeling of disbelief. Like, I can't believe this. And she walked in and she started looking around. She said, oh, nobody could have ever told me something like this would happen to me. I said, Mama, I know, but you deserve it. She said, but you were so crazy as a kid. I said, I know, but I got money now. And that day was the happiest moment of my life. Every day, to program my mind for success, you have to program your mind for success. And then I had to create some value. I had to learn how to begin to speak the language of corporations. I had to learn how to begin to carry myself differently and dress differently. But most important, I had to act like I was the man. I had to act like this is my time. I own my life. I had to start thinking I have the ability to do this. And I had the mindset that I'm unstoppable. Write this down and write the statement, I'm unstoppable. And it's very important for you to embrace that, because there are things going to happen that you can't anticipate. And that you have to remind yourself you're unstoppable, that you have the ability to do more. Obstacles will be thrown in your path. That's a part of the process. Man looked at me and said 3 words no one ever wants to hear. You have cancer. Most feared words in 7 different languages. You have cancer. I said, can you give me a second opinion? Yes, and you're ugly too. I'm just wrong. I'm sorry, I got problems, all right? and so you have to sell yourself on you, and you have to decide in your mind, just like Kim did, It's necessary that I create a new life for myself. It's necessary that I find another way to control my own personal economy. It's necessary that I learn how to become my own boss. And that's what many of you here are doing. That many of you here, it's not possible for you to continue to work for someone else for the rest of your life because you're not mentally fit to do that. It's necessary that you create a new life for yourself because it's in you to control your own destiny. Everybody raise your right hand, please. Put it over your heart, please. Repeat after me, please. I resolve to do all that I can to create a new life for myself, for my family, for those that I care about. Have more time for myself. Do the things that I enjoy. Purchase the things that I want. To be debt-free. To be healthy. Positive relationships. I own my life. I deserve the best that life has to offer. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, get ready to go big. Get ready to go big. Do that right now. I see this for you. You got to make up your mind to get ready to go big. You can't fit a big life into a small vision. You have to have an expanded vision of yourself. You have to believe and understand what Einstein meant when he said that the imagination is a preview of what's to come. Live in your imagination. See these things happening for you. And have a conviction that it's yours. Have a conviction that it's your time. I never forget when I had to speak in the Georgia Dome before 80,000 people. I made the mistake of peeping out there, and I was traumatized. When I get excited, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm talking about number one, So anyhow, I ran to the bathroom. They came and knocked on the door. Les, yes. They're stalling. Dexter needs you to come out now. They're stalling so that you can come out now and be introduced. And I said, I can't think. You can't think. No, I don't know what's wrong. I can't hear the voices. Brownie, Mike Williams, my mentor. Brownie, listen to me. You can do this. Mike, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I just don't know. I'm choking, Mike. He said, Brownie, this is no time to choke. These people have paid you. You've already spent the money. They're waiting on you. You got to come out now. I said, oh my God. I said, okay, give me a little bit more time. He said, no, come out now. You're scared, aren't you? I said, yes. He said, come out. So I came out, and so they started walking me toward the stage. People never know what's going on behind the stage. So I said, well, will y'all pray for me? Now, I hadn't been to church in 20 years. So they said, yes. So they prayed for me. Then I took their hands and put it on my head. As if that would help. And so he said to me, I'll be at stage left. Look at me and imagine yourself talking to the groups that you speak to in your living room. Imagine yourself being in your living room. Don't let them intimidate you. They came to see you. You didn't come to see them. Write this down. Have someone in your life who can see in you what you can't see. Have someone that believes in you. Sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in. And so I did that. I visualized myself being in my living room. I visualized myself speaking to my friends, to my plants, to my children, because I use them as experiments. And finally, when I came out, they introduced me. I looked at him, and he kept saying, oh. And I said, hello. And the echo came back. They couldn't prepare me for this. And the voice said, hello, hello, hello. I looked at him. He says, I said, you have greatness in you. He said, you have greatness in you. You have greatness in you. And you will see me on stage looking at people like, Mike, what do I do now? He says, don't listen to it. Keep going. Everybody repeat after me, please. Keep going. There will always be distractions. The key is don't focus on the distractions. The key is to keep going. The key is to keep your mind focused on what you want to create, a brand new life. The key when you run into no's and rejections and people who promise, oh, I'll be there, you can believe, I will support you, oh yes, I'm interested, and they don't show up. Don't focus on that. Don't focus on the rejections. Don't focus on the no's. The key is to focus on that vision that you have in your mind of that brand new home, in your mind of that brand new car, in your mind of being able to control your own financial future. That's what's important because, and write this down, what you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. It becomes the strongest. If you focus on your bills, if you focus on the negativity, the people who say, no, this can't work, that will become more powerful in your mind. I'm telling you what I know. Had I listened to those negative thoughts in my head or the negative people around me, I would not be here now. I got a text this morning from a friend of mine who worked for DirecTV. Had I listened to the people who told me there's no way that these major corporations are going to hire you and you have no credentials, you have no credibility, that man would not be calling me to come in and speak for them for the 7th time. And I'm saying to you that there's a part of you, there's a presence in you, there's a dimension in you, there's something in you that can transcend your circumstances, that can transcend the no's and rejections, that can transcend anything that you're going through. Let us say together with conviction, I can do this. Come on, everybody, join in, participate. I can do this. It's my time. It's necessary. I've got to make a radical change. How many of you know if you want a new year, you've got to make a radical change in your mindset, your behavior, and the things you've been doing? Raise your hands, please. You have to have a mindset. I'm going to do this. I'm telling you, I never forget when I went to see Dexter Yeager. Guy makes $1 million every 17 hours in Amway. And when I was at his house, we spent a whole day together. I remember looking at him, just an average guy, puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. And I just said to myself, if this guy can do it, I can do it. And then I was at a meeting. A speaker was up. I was at National Speakers Association. Guy got up and they talked about the fact this guy had made millions of dollars and how successful he was. And when he was speaking, I said, my goodness, man, this guy is boring. He said something that changed my life. He paused. He said, I know there are many of you out in the audience who have ideas and thoughts and education that I don't have. I'm, for the most part, an introvert. And I've made more money than all of you in this room. All of you combined in this room. I've made more money than all of you. And he said, the reason I'm standing up here and you're seated out there, and you want to write this down, I represent the thoughts you have rejected for yourself. Wow, that's heavy. The reason I'm standing up here and you're seated out there, I represent the thoughts you have rejected for yourself. And when he said that, I got up, I went outside, I called Mike Williams. I said, Mike, I'm ready. He said, Les, are you all right? I said, no, I'm not rejecting myself anymore. He said, Brownie, calm down. I said, I'm not rejecting myself anymore. I'm ready, Mike. I'm ready, Mike. Please come. I was in Miami. He was in Columbus, Ohio. I was crying like a kid because I realized I was stopping myself. The fourth, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. I was stopping me What we learn, what we earn, what we produce is a direct result of what we believe about ourselves and what we believe that we deserve. And I felt that my family deserved more from me, that if the truth be told, if I had my life to live over again, I could have done more than what I've done thus far. How many of you know that? If you had your life to live over again, you could have done more than what you've done thus far. Raise your hands, please. All right? Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, no more excuses, I'm doing more. Yeah. You got to say to yourself, no more excuses, I'm doing more. I'm going to do whatever is required. A.L. Williams said, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. But make sure you do all you can do. And ladies and gentlemen, you know why only 1% of the world earn over $1 million in their lifetime? Because most people are not willing to do the work. And I've done it 65 times, I'm telling you. And you have to work. You have to work. Most people, only 1% are willing to do the work. So don't be surprised you run into all the pigeons. Don't let that discourage you. Write this down. Make no your vitamin. Make it your vitamin. Every no you run into brings you closer to yes. Get those pigeons out of the way. You're looking for eagles. We can run into pigeons and leave here now. We'll find some pigeons, but you won't find eagles. It takes some time. Write this down. I'm going to save you time and cause you to make more money. Follow these P's. Number one, positive. I don't talk to people. When I get a phone call, I look at it. If it's not a positive call, I'm not going to pick it up. Next thing, productive. If it's not something that's going to allow me to build my business, if it's not something that's going to encourage me, that's going to enhance my thinking, that can help me to get to where I'm going to go, I don't have time to waste. So I'm looking for productive conversations. Here's the next thing, profitable. I don't want relationships with people that there's no value in it for me and there's no value in it for them. I don't make casual relationships. He said he had no casual relationships. All the relationships that he had were relationships with people that brought value into his life, and he brought value into their lives. So write this down. Detoxify your life. As you look at this year, starting off this year, there's some people who were in your life last year that they don't need to be in your life. And you know who they are. They're not going to help you build your business. They don't have goals and dreams. They're not working on building a bigger life. They're fine like they are, living a small life, living a life of mediocrity, and that's okay. I've got a brother that I don't take his phone call. Maybe every 10th call I might take, because it's a big call. It's not a call that's productive. I ran the calls through my mind and said, at any time have I received a call from him and it was worthwhile? No. Or call me and tell me who died, who was in my class. What? Why do you tell me about that? Tell me who's living. I'm not interested in that conversation. There's some people, I don't care if the Cleveland Cavaliers make the playoff. I'm focused on the playoff in my own life. What do I care about that? Oh, the Lakers, boy, we need another forward, and Kobe, he's too old now. Can't even afford season tickets, and you got this conversation going. Some of the most depressing times being in a barbershop listening to the conversations of empty-headed people. Boy, if they could hear my thoughts. I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Empty conversations? Come on. Write this down. Protect your mind. You got to protect your mind. If it's not positive, if it's not productive, if it's not profitable, you can't allow it. You don't have the mental bandwidth to let it in your mind.